Breaking news, the pride of Russia has gone up in flames. The Crimean Bridge, once a symbol of power, now lies shattered and burning. What really happened in this massive blast, and why is the world calling it Russia's biggest humiliation? Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel Global Times USA. Please subscribe and like my videos. Today, we are going to break down one of the most dramatic and shocking developments in the ongoing Russia-Ukraine conflict. A massive blast rocking the Crimean Bridge, a structure Russia once hailed as an engineering marvel, and now seen around the world as a symbol of humiliation. In this detailed review, we will analyze the event from all aspects, using a structured approach similar to reviewing a product or a massive construction project. We will cover the exterior of the bridge, the interior design elements, the performance and functionality, the safety features or lack thereof, the unique selling points that made this bridge so important in Russia's narrative, the estimated price and costs tied to its construction and damage, and finally, a conclusion on what this means both symbolically and practically. The exterior of the Crimean Bridge has always been one of its most visible strengths. Stretching across the Kerch Strait, it was designed to connect mainland Russia to the annexed Crimean Peninsula. From the outside, it was promoted as a symbol of strength, durability, and unity under Russian power. The bridge's structure would a mix of steel arches, long spans of concrete, and carefully calculated engineering. Its sheer length and prominence made it not just a logistical project but also a political statement. When viewers look at it, they immediately see Russia's attempt to cement its hold on Crimea, both literally and figuratively. However, the massive blast has now reshaped that exterior image entirely. Where once stood an intact commanding structure, we now see fire, twisted steel, collapsed sections, and smoke rising into the sky. The once proud exterior is now an exterior of chaos, damage, and defeat. It is a reminder that even the strongest looking designs can be vulnerable to determined strikes. The interior of the project, while less visible to the public, is equally important. Inside the Crimean Bridge's structure lies the story of its materials, its foundations, its engineering, and its vulnerabilities. Russia boasted that the bridge was constructed with reinforced concrete, advanced foundations, and special protection systems against both natural disasters and potential military threats. Yet, the interior reality tells us something different. Every bridge, no matter how strong, has weak points, joints, expansion areas, and sections that can become pressure points when under attack. This blast exposed those vulnerabilities with brutal clarity. It showed that the interior safety measures were not sufficient to withstand a calculated strike. The fire that spread across the bridge after the explosion revealed how interior systems like fuel transport and structural reinforcements were either inadequately protected or fundamentally flawed. The blast created cracks not only in the concrete and steel, but also in Russia's narrative of invulnerability. It revealed that interior resilience of the project was overstated, and now every observer can see that beneath the surface grandeur, the inner workings were fragile. When we shift to performance, the real function of the Crimean Bridge comes into focus. Its performance was meant to be simple but crucial, to serve as the lifeline connecting mainland Russia with Crimea. It carried vehicles, military equipment, supplies, and trade across the Kerch Strait. Russia heavily depended on this performance during the war, using the bridge as a logistical artery to move fuel, ammunition, and troops. For years, Moscow praised the bridge's ability to perform under all conditions, calling it unshakable, but the blast has now shattered that performance record. With a single massive strike, the bridge's core function has been disrupted. Roadways have been blocked, sections collapsed, and transport severely limited. Performance in this context is not about speed or smoothness, but about continuity, and the bridge has failed. The incident proved that no matter how impressive a structure looks on paper, its performance can be stopped instantly when struck at the right points. This failure in performance is what makes the blast so humiliating for Russia. Safety features are usually the pride of any major infrastructure project. Bridges worldwide come equipped with safety systems against earthquakes, storms, and accidents. Russia claimed that the Crimean Bridge had cutting-edge protection, from reinforced materials to constant monitoring systems, but when it comes to safety against deliberate attacks, the story is different. The blast revealed that the safety features were not nearly as strong as claimed. There were no adequate countermeasures in place to prevent such an explosion. There were no rapid response systems to contain the fire quickly. Instead, we saw flames spread uncontrolled, vehicles burned, and sections of the bridge collapse into the water. If this had been a consumer product, it would be recalled instantly for its failure to live up to safety promises. What makes this worse for Russia is that the bridge was not only a transport system, but also a symbol of power, and the safety failure has now been broadcast to the world. Ukraine's ability to strike it so effectively demonstrates that Russia's supposed fortress, like safety, is nothing more than a marketing claim. The unique selling points of the Crimean Bridge were always clear. It was the longest bridge in Europe, a marvel of modern engineering, and a symbol of Russia's claim over Crimea. It was meant to inspire awe, pride, and fear. Russia sold the bridge to its people and the world as proof that Moscow could achieve anything, even under sanctions and international isolation. Its unique selling points were not just about engineering, but about propaganda. It stood as a physical representation of Russia's control and dominance in the region. But after this blast, those unique selling points have collapsed. Instead of being a symbol of power, the bridge is now a symbol of vulnerability. Instead of being a point of pride, it is now a global talking point for Russia's humiliation. What was once a selling point has now become a weakness. Ukraine has turned the bridge's symbolic importance against Russia, making the destruction even more powerful. The very uniqueness that made the bridge important is what makes its damage so devastating to Moscow's image. The price of the Crimean Bridge was astronomical. Estimates suggest it cost Russia more than $3.6 billion to construct, making it one of the most expensive infrastructure projects in the country's history. Beyond the financial price, the political price was even greater. Russia used the bridge to justify its grip on Crimea, to showcase engineering prowess, and to cement propaganda victories. But now, the costs have multiplied. Repairing the bridge will cost billions more. Maintaining its security will require resources that Russia is already struggling to allocate. The political price is humiliation on the world stage. The symbolic cost is Russia's loss of credibility. The human price is seen in the disruption of civilian life and the potential casualties from the blast. In terms of economics, politics, and psychology, the price of this event is staggering. In conclusion, the massive blast that rocked the Crimean Bridge has rewritten the narrative of this structure forever. From the exterior damage and interior flaws to the performance failure, safety shortcomings, the collapse of unique selling points, and the staggering costs, the bridge is no longer a triumph but a testament to vulnerability. Russia's humiliation is not just in the physical damage but in the symbolic defeat. For Ukraine, this is a victory not just in military terms but in the war of narratives. For the world, this event is a reminder that even the most imposing structures can fall, and that symbols of power are always targets in times of war. This analysis of the Crimean Bridge blast is more than just a review of damaged structure. It is a review of Russia's claims, promises, and image. What we see now is not strength but weakness, not safety but fragility, not pride but shame. The Crimean Bridge may one day be repaired, but the humiliation will remain etched in history. Thank you for watching Global Times USA, and don't forget to subscribe and like my videos for more updates and detailed breakdowns of the biggest global events.